Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we are going to talk about hierarchical regression and i-explain ko ito sa inyo at i-demo ko using the free software called Jamovie. So, in my other videos, na-discuss ko na sa inyo kung kung ano yung regression, kung paano siya gamitin at kung paano siya i-interpret. So, if wala pa kayo masyadong background sa regression and correlation, I do suggest that you check my other videos about sa simple and multiple regression, pati na rin yung sa correlation before nyo panoorin itong video ko na ito about sa hierarchical regression. Right? But for those na nagre-research ngayon or for those who were required to do an assignment na gamit yung hierarchical regression, I hope that you will learn a lot in this lecture and demonstration. So, let's get going. First, ano ba yung hierarchical regression? No? So, when we say hierarchical regression, ang pinagkaiba niya dun sa typical na simple or multiple regression analysis is that yung pag-insert natin ng mga IV o ng mga predictor, pwede natin gawin block by block or step by step. By definition, according to one source, a hierarchical regression is a special form of a multiple regression analysis in which more variables are added to the model in separate steps called blocks. This is often done to statistically control for certain variables to see whether adding variables significantly improves a model's ability to predict the criterion variable. So, ano bang ibig niyan sabihin? No? Well, I would assume na nagigets naman natin what do we mean by step or block by block, pero hindi pa niya nasasagot yung tanong na kailan natin siya gagamitin. So let me show you one of the outputs of my students in thesis class, no? Research in Psychology, and sa kanilang proposal defense, actually, sinabihan sila ng panelist nila na kapag nag-analyze kayo ng regression, i-include nyo na rin yung mga demographic variables. Wag lang yung IV ninyo na grid dimensions. So that makontrol natin yung impact nila. Kasi di ba usually sa defense, tatanungin kayo ng panelist ninyo, no? Like, paano ka nakakasiguro na yung location nila, yung age nila, yung gender nila, wala silang impact doon sa pinipredict mo na dependent variable. So one way para sagutin yung tanong na yan mga panelists is to actually do um, hierarchical regression wherein pwede natin isama si analysis yung mga demographic variables or characteristics. In this example, as you can see, nandyan yung age, sex, socioeconomic status o yung kanilang income level, year level, current location, and religion. Tapos yung kanilang mga actual na independent variables ay yung mga grid dimensions. Tatlo yan according to one theory, and these are consistency of interest, perseverance of effort, and adaptability to situations. In case one of you will ask, Sir, paano nyo naman na-measure yan? Well, that's not really the point of this video, but to answer that, well, we use survey. Sa survey namin, inassess namin yung mga demographics at nanghiram kami ng survey question ng tool o ng instrument to assess consistency of interest, perseverance of effort, and adaptability to situations. And our dependent variable is academic buoyancy. Okay? So, paano namin dinivide yung step by step? Well, sa step 1, nilagay muna namin lahat ng demographic variables. And then sa step 2, doon pa lang namin in-insert yung mga dimensions ng grid to see kapag ba dinagdag namin yung actual na IV na interested kaming tingnan, no? Malaki ba yung magiging pagbabago sa prediction compared noong pure demographic variables pa lang yung nandyan? Okay? So there are two steps. Yung una, demographics pa lang. Sa pangalawa, both demographics and grid dimensions ang nasa model. Right? So paano natin siya gagawin, no? For today, we're going to utilize the software Jamovie. So let me remove the analysis first so that I can show you right from the start. So this is our data set. Okay? They assess age, ask them to declare their gender, religion, year level, socioeconomic status, current location. So you might be wondering, sir, bakit po instead na male and female, for example, yung sa sex, why is it 2 and 1? We practice no yung tinatawag na dummy coding wherein Instead of categories, you replace it with numbers. For example, instead na male, you replace it with 1. Instead na female, you replace it with 2. We do that because hindi gagana yung hierarchical regression kung hindi mo sila papalitan with codes, no? Or kung hindi mo sila papalitan ng numbers. Right? So, lahat ng categorical variables namin like religion, year level, socioeconomic status, current location, lahat yan pinalitan ng numbers. Wala namang specific rule kung paano nyo siya gagawin. Pwedeng 1 male, 2 female, or kabaliktaran. No? But it's a good practice na kapag nag-transform kayo ng qualitative levels into numbers, may listahan kayo. Para in case kailangan nyo ulit malaman ano ibig sabihin ng 1, alam nyo kung ano yung nare-represent yung category. Like, madali lang kunyari sa year level, 1 is first year, 2 is second year, pero paano sa current location? Is 1 Luzon, Visayas, or Mindanao? No? So, maganda yung may listahan kayo. Anyway, let's proceed doon sa mga main variables. So, we have three variables of interest here sa aming IV. Perseverance of effort. Yan. The next one is consistency of interest. And the other one is adaptability to situations. And then the dependent variable is academic buoyancy. So lahat sila na measure using the survey. So now to run the hierarchical regression on in Jamovi, you will have to look for yung regression sa menu bar. Click that and click on linear regression. And then magkakaroon ng may magpa-pop up diyan na bagong menu. So what you have to do is first identify your outcome or your dependent variable. Yan yung academic buoyancy. And for the IV, ilalagay nyo sila sa covariates. So following the model earlier, balikan natin. So for the demographics, these are age, sex, SES, year level, current location, and religion. So isa-isahin natin yan, no? Age, sex, year level, socioeconomic status, current location, and religion. Yan. And then, remember, sa step 2 natin are the three grid dimensions. These are perseverance of effort. So, i-transfer natin siya or i-drag sa covariate, consistency of interest, and then adaptability to situations. So, ngayon, usual na regression pa lang yan. This is how we would typically conduct our multiple regression. But to make it hierarchical regression, ito yung madadagdag sa step. Sa screen ng Jamovi natin, hanapin natin sa left side, you just have to scroll down and hanapin nyo yung model builder. Pagka-click nyo nyan, i-click nyo yung add new block. No? Add new block. Sa predictors, lahat ng demographics, ilalagay ko yan sa block 1 or step 1. Okay? Yan, na-transfer na sila. Minsan kasi may mga ganyan yung mga may asterisk. Ang ibig sabihin yan, minultiply kasi ng Jamovi yung effect nila. Well, we are not interested with that. So, tanggalin natin sila, no? Yan. Okay? Tanggalin nyo yung may mga asterisk, no? Sa moderation analysis yun, no? And we're not really investigating moderation here. For the step 2, we have to add new block. Yan. So, block 2, ilagay na natin yung mga tatlong grit dimensions: effort, interest, and adaptability. Yan. Tanggalin ulit natin yung may mga multiplication. May mga asterisk. We don't need that. So, other than that, one more thing na hinahanap ko usually sa mga outputs ng students ko is sa kanilang regression table, dapat may nakalagay na standardized regression coefficient. No, ayoko nung estimate lang or coefficient lang. We usually look for standardized estimate. So, to enable that, punta kayo sa model coefficients, then check on standardized estimate. So now, basically, we are done with the analysis here, and we can spend the rest of the time, no, looking into the results of the analysis. So as we can see here, una nating tingnan ay yung R squared. Remember how we define R squared sa mga regression videos? Ibig sabihin yan, ilang percent nung DV mo yung pinapaliwanag nung independent variables mo. Okay? So, remember, our step 1, our model 1, our block 1, lahat ng IV natin, demographics lang. Tingnan nyo yung R squared, napakaliit, 0.08. If we transform that into percentage, ibig sabihin yan, 8% ng academic buoyancy ang ini-explain ng mga demographics. Okay? Collectively, no, they can explain 8%. But upon adding the grid dimensions, tingnan niyo R squared, biglang tumaas into 0.14 equivalent to 14%. In other words, our model, no, our model number 2, demographics plus grid dimensions can explain a total of 14% in the DV. So mas tumaas, no? Mas lumaki yung ini-explain niya na variance ng academic buoyancy. So now, after looking sa R squared, tingnan natin yung model, yung actual na model, no? Okay? First, I want to analyze model 1. So, I'll click model 1 here. Yung step 1 muna, demographics. Kung makikita natin, ang una kong tinitingnan dito usually, yung standardized estimate, tsaka yung p-value. Tingnan natin yung mga p-value, no? Wala ni isa ang lower than 0.05. Ibig sabihin, wala silang significant na impact sa academic buoyancy. In other words, walang effect yung age, sex, year level, SES, current location sa pagiging academically buoyant mo. So, pwede nyo siyang i-rule out sa defense. Hindi yung age, hindi yung gender, yung nagpe-predict ng buoyancy ko. Okay? So, ngayon, what about nung dinagdag na yung grit? So, to check that, ilipat nyo sa model 2. Yan, sa model 2, nakita natin na dagdagan na yung predictors, di ba? Na-insert na yung grit dimensions. And hanapin natin kung ano yung significant predictor, lower than 0.05. Isa lang, adaptability to situations. So, the rest are not significant. And ngayon, alam natin na significant siya, no? Kamusta naman impact niya? Positive ba or negative? And makikita natin sa standardized estimate na yung impact ng adaptability to situations ay positive, 0.21. So, you interpret it like correlation. There's a positive relationship between adaptability to situations and academic buoyancy, while the rest did not significantly predict academic buoyancy. In other words, the more adaptable you are, magaling ka mag-adapt, mas academically buoyant ka. Now, for the last part sa video na ito, how do we write that in APA format? Let me go back to the presentation. Yan, for our last slide, as you can see, no, what I did using Excel is that I copy and pasted the table in Jamovi to Excel to create a single table containing both step 1 and 2. Ganyan kasi sa publication format, no? Pinagsasama na yung step 1 tsaka step 2. And makikita natin, no, may bagong column, yung may triangle R squared, if I'm correct sa aking knowledge about Greek letters. I think this is delta, no? Correct me if I'm wrong sa comment section. So, yan pong may triangle tsaka R squared, ibig sabihin, ano yung pagbabago sa R squared? So, from 0.85 naging 0.14, 0.085 or 0.08, naging 0.143. Ibig sabihin, using subtraction, no? 14.3 minus 8.5, tumaas ng 5.8% or ng 0.058. Nagkaroon ng elevation sa R squared. So, pinapakita natin, upon adding the grid dimensions, nagkaroon ba ng changes sa R squared? Ngayon naman, yung explain ko kanina na na impact na yung mga standardized estimate and p-value, you can see that doon sa right up sa kanang side ng screen. Okay, so for the first step, nagbigay kami ng one paragraph for that. So tingnan nyo, no? Age, sex, SES, year level, and current location and religion collectively explained only 8.5% of the variance in academic buoyancy. All demographic characteristics, age, such as age, sex, and so on, did not significantly predict academic buoyancy. As you can see in our write-up, we put the beta, no, or the standardized estimate, no, and then the p-value. If it's not significant, you put ns, not significant. That's the how you write it in journal format. And then for the step 2, another paragraph. When perseverance of effort, consistency of interest, and adaptability to situations were added into the model, the R squared increased to 14.3. Okay, so dito na papasok yung change in R squared. This means that the addition of the three predictors uniquely explained an additional 5.86% of the variance in the DV. Okay, so we did the same thing. We explained the influence, no, using the standardized estimate one by one, no. Makikita natin karamihan ay not significant pa rin. We only highlighted kung ano yung significant in the last statement. Look at this. On the other hand, adaptability to situations, beta 0.21, p-value less than 0.05, was positively related to academic buoyancy. Okay? So, in short, yung mga demographic variables, pati yung first two dimensions ng grit, wala silang significant impact sa academic buoyancy. Ang may significant impact lang si adaptability to situations. Going back to the hypothesized model, hindi na support yung hypothesis na consistency of interest and perseverance of effort will predict academic buoyancy. Not significant din siya. The only hypothesis, no, that was supported, bukod dun sa mga demographics that they will not be significant, ay yung adaptability to situations will positively affect academic buoyancy. Okay? So that is it, no, for hierarchical regression. I hope you learned something new in this presentation, and I hope to see you again next time. Thank you very much.